ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शांति शांति शांतिः. Namaskar, my dear friends. This is second video on the teachings of HWL Poonja, known as Papa Ji. So I start with the question. How to still the mind? Papaji replies, the mind is no different from the object. Any object is objectified mind only. Do not let your mind abide anywhere. Mind has to abide or on an object, and if the object is removed, the mind cannot subsist without abiding to an object. Then there will be no mind. When the mind dies, you will live and be free. Let death come. Let it come to cowards, those people who are afraid of death. To them she comes and takes them away. If you invite death yourself and say, I am not afraid of death, then you become eternal. Only two choices are there. Either you allow the mind to live, or you live without the mind. This is your decision. Give up everything you are holding. That's all you have to do. Then your mind becomes free of any attachments, vasanas, tendencies, and desires. This is freedom. See that your mind is not running after any object. All objects are past objects. Attachment is an impediment to this wisdom, consciousness, and light. When the mind doesn't go anywhere, this is no mind, and when the mind goes any somewhere, then it becomes mind. If you can give up all the attachments of the mind until this moment, then just imagine what will happen. Everybody wants to understand intellectually, but the intellect cannot carry you across to the other shore. So be free of the mind and intellect, and then you will see that you are yourself. Being knowledge bliss. Somehow you have forgotten it. Therefore, in satsang, you are reminded you are being knowledge bliss. Whatever you are doing from within consciousness. You are not doing, it is doing. Put the responsibility of action on consciousness and be free. It is doing, that's all. Question: can you help me to see the emptiness? Papaji, find out who this seer is. Find out who wants to see the emptiness and where the seer is different from emptiness. When you let go of all concept, what is left? Yes, emptiness. The dress that we wear is not me, is not we. The indweller, the person who wears the dress is more important. Likewise, the bodies are also like dresses. Who is wearing the body? Who is wearing the bodies? And that's one. That is one's essence, and at the same time, that wears millions of bodies and has millions of tongues to speak. If you identify yourself with that one from where time, mind, and personal consciousness arise, then you feel oneness with all being. So from there you can recognize that it is speaking all the languages that others speak. The birds are chirping and the tigers are roaring, the water falls and the breeze whispers into the ears of the plants. He finds himself to be identified with it, and he doesn't find any separation. So, if you go to that essence, that substratum from where everything arises, then you can speak and do whatever you want. All the activities rise from there, and you feel that it is you who is speaking through all the mouths, and it is you who is active through all the activity of the world. It is not difficult. You cannot do it here and now. How? Just by searching. Where does the where does the physically arises from? physicality arise from. Go on towards it, so where this thought takes you. Follow from where does the wave rise and where does it dissolve, and you will discover something vast from where the waves come. So, all these manifestations are just the waves which are rising from within, from a very secret, sacred cave of your own heart, and you are this. Then you hold something else. Your mind takes hold of an object, a name and form. Then you forget who you have been and who you are. Therefore, once again, return back to your original status, your own kingdom, and don't beg. Throw away the begging bowl. Begging bowl is desire, intention, hope. So if you get rid of desire and hope, you are back home. Instantly, you are back home. Instantly, we become one. All is one, and it is all. There is no doubt about it. It is not going anywhere. I am everywhere. From wherever you are, return to the center. You can do it in this moment. Postponement is suffering, mind and time. Get rid of this and arrive at eternity, happiness, beauty and love. You have got nothing to do with, only give your old habits and desire and hope. That's all. Desire has taken you out of the kingdom, and desire itself is a begging bowl which is full, which is never full, which can never be full at all. So once you throw it away, instantly you are so emperor. Any wanting, even wanting peace, joy, or happiness is obscuring the simplicity of who am I, and that simplicity is revealed in not wanting any of them. What is the difference in what you speak and what another speak? Nothing. It is very simple and very easy to follow. Look into who is looking. That's all. The one who looks, the looking and looked at are the very same. Question. You see, go within and find freedom. But where is within? How do I go within and what is freedom? Papaji. Free, wonderful. You do not know what freedom is and do not know where within is. When you say within, it means that you already know without. Otherwise, how can you say within? Suppose you are standing outside in front of this hall. Only then can you say people are sitting within this hall and are meditating and listening. You are not in the hall, you are outside. And the people sitting inside the hall say there is a man standing outside. Why do you say that people are sitting within? What is this within and without? You tell me now. Question, just words. Papaji, if there is no hole, then where is the within and where is the without? The only thing that makes a difference is the 9-inch wall, and when you stand at the open door, there is no difference between inside and outside. Therefore, to be free from only need to remove the wall from your mind. What is this wall? Ego. This wall is ego. The I am the body concept. So saying I have to go within means that I have not to care for the body, the mind, the senses, or any object. What we see outside are objects. For example, you see this flower pot and table. From an object, turn your attention toward the senses that perceive any object. Eyes see, nose smells, ears hear, tongue taste, and hands touch. These are the senses, and without them you cannot perceive anything. So, what are the senses? They come from the mind. If there is no mind, then There are no senses and no objects. The mind is thinking. Who thinks? Something beyond the mind thinks, and that is the ego. Now, how do you know about the ego? Through consciousness, you know where this is the ego and is not the ego. So, consciousness is the source of the ego, the mind, the senses, and all objects. Now, within this consciousness, ask yourself, who am I? This will take you even further from consciousness to awareness. Something which you do not know is seated in the center of your body and is aware of being conscious or not being conscious. Who is conscious of consciousness? This question has to be asked, and it will end all confusion between within and without. This has to be practiced. Question. You also say that to be free, everything has to be forgotten. Papaji, everything has to be forgotten. Even God, to be free, even God has to be renounced. If you don't forget everything, including God, then it means that you create duality, and there cannot be two realities. Either you are real or the other thing is real, but the other thing appears within your reality. Let the concept of God arise. But understand that it is you who speaks of Him. If you were not there, then there would be no God. During sleep, you have no relation and there is no God. There is only your own happiness and bliss. There is not even a body. Everything disappears. This is the highest experience. So forgetting and remembering belong to the mind. Without the mind, you cannot say, I have my guru, I have my relations, I have my country. To forget everything, you only need to stop thinking that I am not so and so. Forgetting means not thinking. When you do not think, you see everything as equal. When you do not think, duality returns to oneness. Then there is no feeling, no remembrance, no mind. That is the blissful essence which is who you are. Forget about yourself by asking who am I? One who has tasted that cannot speak, and one who speaks has not tasted that. You are not the body. Every night you forget your body and then you sleep. That which you cannot forget is some essence which you do not know. Find out what that essence is which does not disappear. Beingness depends on nothing. Very few will have the consciousness of being, where there is no desire and no relation. Love, truth, freedom exalts a holy person who asks for nothing. You have to be holy to win freedom. Everything has to be given up for good. You stand alone, need not be concerned for the result of any action. It is a divine gift to know who you are. You have not to worry. It will come to you by itself. Just stay quiet without any desire. It will reveal itself to itself by itself. You are in Manhattan and somebody has slapped you on the street. Then you go to your house in New Jersey and sleep. During the night, will will you not remember the place where you have been slapped and insulted? New Jersey is where your house is. It has got nothing to do with where you got slapped. Here, you are kissed by your friend. When you think of grief, it belongs to somewhere else, and that somewhere else is the past. Then you go back to grief. You have to go back to Manhattan to be slapped again. That is the habit of most people. They cannot avoid it. A slap on this side, a slap on that side. Repeating it, yet not learning a lesson. Go your way. Don't go to areas where you are insulted. Stay at home and you will be happy. I do not mean stay in your apartment. Staying at home means staying within your own self. And if you stay here, nobody will harm you. Everybody will love you. Question. I have experienced moments of inner peace, but my tendencies and desires re-emerge and keep me occupied with so many things. They prevent me from accepting that I am this inner peace and make me feel that I have so many thoughts. Papaji. When you are overwhelmed by inner peace at that time, where are the tendencies of the mind? They are dead. When the tendencies of the old habits of the mind take you to enjoy external objects, at that time you cannot enjoy inner peace. When you have enjoyed inner peace, these tendencies have no energy to take you away from here. From peace, when you are so absorbed in peace, you have no tendency to look at any other object. Once you have tasted this peace, you can never forget it. It has brought you here. When you were young, you experienced many good times, but you no longer remember them. These experiences can easily be forgotten and you don't even mind forgetting them. In fact, you are happy to forget all past experiences and all your tendencies. But once you have tasted the most beautiful peace and love in your mind, you cannot never forget it and it will never forget you. One instant is quite enough. If your tendencies return, then let them come, but they will not affect you. If you are very keen to remain here, you won't care for that is what is happening elsewhere. You won't even care for what is happening here. Your tendencies may take you to a fish market, but you will not smell the fish. You are always here in peace and you have no faults. To enjoy peace even for a fraction of a second means that you are faultless. No fault can enter this place of peace, wisdom, and love. When you are in the ocean of nectar, bliss, and love, you only see waves and nectar, bliss, and love. All that moment, how could you speak of anything else? When you have to drop, when you have a drop of nectar on the tip of your tongue, you are eternal and do not have to face the death. So why do you leave this ocean to return to the shore of the past concepts? Concepts are of mind and will always deceive you. Don't believe any concept. Whenever your mind says you are in darkness, just look at that darkness. Just look at anything that doesn't give you love. When you look at it, it will be covered into love. Because apart from love, nothing else exists. All the all the rest is just concepts of the mind. That's all. The mind produces concepts to annoy you, have to fight like this for some time. But there is no problem. Just fight. Bring it back each time and remain in the nectar of bliss. You have to do this to remain empty is much better than feeling anything else. There cannot be anything easier than this. Asking yourself who am I is the most easiest and direct way back to yourself. You have to make any effort, remain in the self and ignore everything else. Question. When I came here, I was expecting to be in a peaceful state, but instead there is a state of deep sadness that has welled up in me. Together with this sadness comes a deep fear that I am too old to realize my true self. I feel completely lost. Papaji, it is a good sign when sadness wells up in you. It was lying below, untouched, and you were accumulating more and more of it. You did not know what was lying on the bottom of your heart. This sadness is from your childhood, or perhaps even previous to that. It has become one with your body, and you have never thought about throwing it out. More and more will be added through your wrong activities and behavior. as you pour your body and you have never thought about throwing it out more. As you pour sand onto the glass of water, it will settle on the bottom of the glass. When you stir the water, the sand rises to the surface and where it can easily be removed. You cannot get into it when it is on the bottom. So when you come to satsang, what happens in satsang? Everybody mind is tired, so that this sadness you were unaware of can rise to the surface. Everybody's sadness wells up here. You could not deal with it before, so that's why you are here. Once your sadness has risen to the surface, it cannot remain because it is very shy laughter. So it comes to tell you goodbye. Therefore, you must be very happy and thankful to this sadness because it has brought you here. By coming here, you have won your goal. That is the most important point. Nothing else matters apart from this goal. Why care for anything else? Through wisdom, you have arrived at the destination, and now you will forget everything that has previously happened to you. That is the beauty of knowing your own self. It is quite enough that you are here in satsang. Being here is not for everyone. To enjoy the happiness of your own self is only for the rare ones, like Ramana, Maharishi, and the Buddha. There are not many who seek abiding happiness. Out of 6 billion people on this planet, there are only a handful. So you are very lucky and you must thank your star. They are happy for you. Sadness will no longer come in your way because you will no longer care for it. It is always possible to live in freedom, quietness, and happiness. It is not difficult, but you mistrust freedom and even misuse it. Are you not happy when you sleep? If you are, then what practice did you do to be happy? You just forget everything and return to your natural quietness. In the morning, people are unhappy and fight with each other, and so the doctor gives them sleeping pills. This helps them to stop shouting at each other for a while. Quietness is the best cure for unhappiness. For how long can you shout? The more you shout, the more you get annoyed. The best meditation is to keep quiet. It will not only bring you happiness, quietness, it will also make others quiet. Buddha was a very quiet person. When people shouted at him and abused him, he remained quiet. His peace quietened those around him. If a troubled person slaps you face and if you shout back, then you are also in trouble. Just offer him your other cheek to slap. For how long can we slap you? Eventually, his hands will become so painful laughter. So to keep quiet, just stay as you are. You need not do anything. Like when you sleep, don't shout and don't even abuse the people who trouble you. Wish you your enemies and those who trouble you only well. Wish that they find happiness. Then you will always be happy in this world, knowing that you are the source of happiness. So here ends this video. Please like, comment and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thanks a lot. Namaskar. Topic.